Well, this workbench is certainly a mess. I need to get it cleaned up. This is Shadow. This is the new dog. There you are. Seems very placid right now. We now have two. So, say hello, Shadow. No, we're not going to eat me. Okay. Bit of a disaster zone going on here. Solder sucker and screwdrivers and the work train and all that good stuff. Not sure where we were the last time. The runway lights are now in and working. I'm going to take that cricket pitch out again today. We've got to put some feet underneath it to create a little bit of space and a place to hold it. And then we're going to get on with putting the field itself in place. Now you'll remember these things that I put on to stop the circular piece of wood falling through, but look how bendy they are. I think I'm going to have to change those for something metal, but we can keep going in the meantime. As ever, I just dug through the scrap pile and found a bunch of countersunk screws. You've come to see what's going on, haven't you? Big yawn. We'll use the countersink bit to really get them in there. These are long enough. There's about 1/4 of an inch that will stick into that. It's fairly hardwood, so we'll be fine. And we'll use a bit of glue on the underside and hold them in place. Now, remember that curiosity. Just remember what happened to the cat, okay? I know, but you can't have this. Totally interested in every move I make. So typically you countersink down till the hole is the same size as the head. I'm going a little deeper today just because these screws are a little short, and that will let them go through a little bit. It'll leave an indent on the top, but that's just not a problem. Everything's going to get covered up with glue, scatter and scenic grass and so on. Yeah, clearly you can't eat it. What are you doing? Yeah, no, don't. Well, it's one way of getting rid of sawdust. Are you eating the sawdust? Is that what you're doing? I think you might be. We're not going to do that though. It's not good for you. These handles are actually rubber stamps that are too big for the stamper, so they're a bit sticky on that side. What I'm going to do is put a bit of double-sided tape on there, and then I can just flip them over and put them over the holes, and we know they'll be in the right place. Well, there we go. Double-sided tape, and I'll peel those off, stick them over the holes, and then screw them in from the other side. So on the underside we end up with these three handles. It'll when I've got it out and up the other way, it'll allow me to screw things to this side that won't then get crushed. So we got a circuit board that needs to go on here and some connectors, and they'll all be below the level of this, if you see what I mean. Anyway, we've got to put the screws in from the other side now. Are you going to make sure everything's held down so I can put the screws in without it slipping around? Is that what you're doing? Yeah, I think so. Are they in far enough, do you think? Yep. We'll fill that space up with glue and scatter, I expect. We'll cover them up with, once the board has finished having a wetting. Right, get some grass stuck on it. It'll cover all these markings up, but that's fine. They were really more for thinking. Grass cover up, scissors, something to spread the glue with. A knife, some child-proof glue, and something to take the excess glue off. You're inspecting my electrical bag, are you? There's nothing in there for you. All right, here we go. Now I want the hangover to be this end. There's the cricket pitch. The road over there, we don't need to cover the road, but I want as much as possible sticking out this side, and you'll see why. What I'm going to do is cut it off carefully and then stick the other bit on the other side of the hole, if you see what I mean. Nothing's going to stick if you keep licking the wood. Well, for as much as this costs, there really isn't a massive amount left over. We'll just stick the whole thing on. So I'll put the glue where I want it and push this down, and then once the glue's dry, we'll come back and cut it off. Well, that's a fairly even coat of glue. I'm going to try and get this grass over the top of it now, and then we'll see where we go from there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Right, it's down and some weight on it. I'm a little skeptical about it not ending up with visible bubbles, but we'll let it dry and see what happens. Now, where did Shadow go? Oh, there you are. What have you been doing? Huh? You come to inspect the work. Good. That's what you think of it. Well, I found my clamps and I'm halfway through making the village shop and cafe. I've got a coffee and I'll be done in about an hour. You don't need to see me do this one. You've seen this before. Well, it's coming along. Looks a bit derelict. Big dark hole in the front where the shop window goes. This is the little village shop front. Let me hold it up to a light here so you can see in. I think it's going to look reasonable, and I've kept my gluey fingers off the windows this time. Remember I showed you how I cut holes in the floor? Do you see the one there? Look there. And somewhere, where is it? I've found one of these, the size of that, you can't. Let me put it down so you can. A tiny little warm white light. I think I can fit that there on the inside of the roof, and it will shine down onto the shop front. And then the wires will go in through that hole there and out through the bottom. I'll glue it to something in there, and then I'll be able to hook it up later. We'll see if it works. And if it doesn't, you'll never know about it. Let's see if that can focus, can it? I think it will be fine. Yeah, why not? Right, well, there's the old post office cafe shop done. I'm just going to try and hook up the light. It might be a bit bright because that resistor is only, I think it's 1K. It'd be enough to stop it burning out, but it might not be enough to keep it dim. Let me hook it up and we'll see. Well, there you go. There's proof of concept, at least. You can see the wires in the background there. You see that? Normal viewing angles there. There is a little bit of light leak above that sign. I'll do something about that. But yeah, I like it. And I love the light coming out of the window onto the porch there. So that's how that works. What next? We need to get the lawn cut, don't we? It's been a couple of days, so let's get that cut and everything installed. Well, now then, I did say I was worried about visible bubbles. There are a couple. There's one there and one here. This one I don't think is going to be a problem. It's the more visible. I don't think it's going to be a problem because that's where the road comes. The other one I might struggle with that. I think I'm going to cut it anyway, and the way I'm going to do that is simply run a sharp knife around the edge, and we'll see what happens then. We're going to try and use this piece on the other board so that when this sits in it will look like a continuation. I will paint the edges before we get this finished. Always one willing to try the drastic solution. I saw carpet repairers do this one time. Why not? What have I got to lose at this point? So we're going to try and fix it this way and see what happens. I'm going to put you down, so you probably won't see much of this. I think what happened actually is that the wood absorbed a lot of the glue. I did notice that it has stuck well, but where the paper hasn't touched, there's no glue. And there was, especially at the edges. I think this has soaked into the wood. Remember the protests where I don't think it was environmentalists back then, but somebody got under the cricket covers and carved the pitch up with a knife and fork. Very English thing to do. Also tomorrow I did buy a strip of aluminum for my American friends, and some countersunk bolts, and so it's about the same thickness as that, so I will be replacing those. This is going to get longer than I anticipated, so what we're going to do is I'll just plop the buildings on so we know roughly where things are going, and we'll have a look at that. You know the scene in Toy Story where the toys are in their original package? These have been in there for years. We're going to let you out. It won't be long. Oh yes, and those are the wires that come out of the bottom there from that LED. So there's room underneath here for me to solder the resistor there, I think. These are glued in place. We'll put a connector strip underneath the board. I'll show you all that in the next video. There's all the cricket players. It look like they've all been struck dead or something. The stumps are going to need to be drilled in, and then the players stuck in. I've noticed there's quite a lot in a similar pose. That is normal, by the way, just in case you were wondering, for those non-cricketers out there. They would be called slips. So that's the wicket keeper, first, second, third slip, square leg umpire. Oh, it's complicated. I could spend a whole video just on that. It looks like a cricket ground to me. There is that one nasty little bump. The other one, once the glue dries out, I think it'd be all right. It's right where the pavilion goes. But yeah, I think generally speaking, we're on the right track. The road will... Oh, I'm leaning on my elbow. The road will cut some of this off. I've got some lights that I believe... it's going to be fiddly, but I think I can do it. Make the runway lights work. Before I put all of this in place, obviously the green gets cut off back there, and these will get pushed all the way back. I've got some heavy-duty engineering to do. For me, it's heavy-duty. These are coming off, and aluminium will go on in their place. I'll flip it over and then put some connector blocks on the underside and a power supply on the underside and all that good stuff. And then the rest of it will be working upside down there. So yeah, something like that it will look like. And then we'll have very, very few connections between this board and the rest. So I think I'll cut it here. That's it for now. Well on the way to a cricket ground, and we'll... I've got a few bits and pieces on order, and you know what it's like ordering things at this time of year. One other thing I'll show you, though, more train related. Well, we're all the way down the other end of the layout at where the beat up old engine shed is. The drain pipe needs reattaching. This has obviously got to be more black than brown, but we'll get to all of that. The gutter's stuck back on. I did do that. There's a light missing. So I was looking around for something that I could replace them with, and I have found working lights. Ta-da! The measurements say they're about the same size, and so I will see what I can do. That'll be the next project, because it's a fairly straightforward one. I believe there's a couple on the other side. No, they're gone. They used to be. So we'll make this engine shed light up. There's nothing underneath. Is there? Let me look. There's a wiring loom there. These things are useless. These stick-on pads. they just don't stick. So I have to put little screws through them and hold them in. But we'll drop some cables down through there and pick up the 12 volt bus, which we'll talk about another day. Well, that's it for now. There'll be one more cricket field video once I get to that. Thanks for watching. Click the like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you soon. Thank you.